Welcome back to USATF Journey to Gold podcast. I'm your co-host, Eric Kennard. We have our host, Wallace Spearman, and the unbelievably talented MJ Melissa Jefferson, 2022 U.S. National Champion in the 100 meters, 10:69, I believe.
It was windy.
It was a little windy. It was a little windy.
It's still 10-6.
It's still 10-6, 1082 all conditions. Since that time, you've gone through a little logistical change from coastal Carolina to Florida, correct? Where were we? Orlando.
Claremont.
Claremont.
Yep.
I never been. I heard you talking about how great the shopping is down there.
Yeah, I gotta stay out them stores.
Yeah, stay out them stores, huh? Keep them chips in your pocket.
Yep.
So we're at the World Relays. 4x100 meters obviously will be something we'll be looking forward to seeing you participate in. You have great experience on relays for Team USA. First leg, predominantly, obviously we know you from the Eugene first leg gold medalist, two-time world champion actually, and first round last year in Budapest, Hungary. How you feeling this week?
I feel good. It's always good to, come out here and do what it is I do, and that's compete and be the best person I can be.
How does Melissa Jefferson improve who she is at this stage and at this point? I know, early in your career, early as in maybe 3 years ago, you were quoted as saying, you just work hard to improve who you are, and you use your environment, obviously, in the sport of track and field to do that. So how would you determine and dictate what improvement actually is, what that looks like, and is that limited to times on the track, or is that just all around, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally?
It's definitely all around. Like, I remember someone once told me, well, it was actually my former coach. He told me, the longer you're in this game, the more sacrifices you're gonna have to make. And so definitely when I look at what it means to improve and just be better at who I want to be, it comes in all different shapes and forms, whether it's perfecting my craft on the actual track, or if it's in the weight room, or if it's leaving your coach and going to a new environment. Like, it's all a part of it. So I mean, I'm always ready for it all. In the moment, sometimes it's gonna stink, especially when it's not making any sense. But I signed up for it, and I think I can handle anything that comes my way, pretty much.
Yeah, no, that's good. Speaking of leaving a coach and going to a new environment, obviously now you've had a coaching change from your collegiate coach who gave you some great advice, by the way. That was awesome. And you're living it now. So you're living those words, digesting them now with Star Athletics and Coach Dennis Mitchell. You have a new contingency of training partners. One, Sha'Carri Richardson, and one, TT Terry. How is that? How is training with some of the United States and world's top sprinters?
It's wonderful. I love where I am right now. I feel like I'm getting everything that I may have felt like I was missing last year, whether it just was, not having the training partners, or not being able to, be in the predicament to always win, like, all the time. I feel like now with the environment that I'm in, like even with our coach, Dennis, he's very adamant about how he trains us and the way he goes about training us. Like, at the end of the day, like you said, we're a top tier group, and to be able to train with Sha'Carri and TT and Kayla, and also there's Kaylin Whitley and Tania Marshall, even though she's a hurdler, like, we all are dog eat dog world. It's basically what it is, and it's just about going after it every single day. So I love it.
Iron sharpens iron, and I'll take it to this. So you and I have had a close relationship throughout your career, collegiate, going into professional ranks. You went to the talent protection program, so you took a trip up to Colorado Springs. Go down a rabbit hole really quick. Favorite semi fast food restaurant is what?
Chipotle.
And when I tell you, I told her, I have a green light to take you to get something to eat. We can go anywhere you want to go. You can go anywhere. To Ruth Chris.
You could have went to
Nobu. We could have. And she said, nah, no thanks. I want to go to
Chipotle.
How many times you eat there a week?
Ooh.
No. We're not doing that. coach gonna see this.
How
The
many
world
times
gonna
you
see.
eat there a week? We might get a
Hey,
sponsorship.
you
Coach will
right.
be
We
all
need
right.
some Chipotle gift
Yeah,
cards out here.
Chipotle. If you're listening, I am a valued customer. Okay, I keep you guys in business, by the way. I feel like I do, but nah, I eat there pretty frequently.
All right, and that's
So
for
you going burrito or bowl then?
Oh, bowl every single time.
Bowl,
White
chicken
rice.
or beef? You better not say what I think you about to say.
Lunchtime is steak. Dinner time is chicken.
Okay.
cool.
Okay.
And so that during that conversation which we had, you were training by yourself at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and I realized that Eric just asked you about the people you train with,
Mm-hmm.
but some of the questions I had for you in that moment were, have you ever considered training with a group? And so, what are some of the benefits that you've seen, as far as having equal or better or greater than, slightly lesser than training partners? And no knock to anybody you train with,
Right.
but right now it seems like you are that girl. Like you have the fastest time in the world for the the Americans, etc.
Mm-hmm.
What are some benefits? Like, where'd this come from?
I feel like the biggest benefit for me is I always have a constant reminder, or I have an actual visual of where I stand. And when I say that, it's like training by yourself. Sometimes I'm not saying I'm not mentally strong to do it, because I did it. However, for me personally, I felt like I was making it that much harder on myself, being out there every day, not having anyone else to train with. And when it came time for those races where I was just supposed to be ready to run fast, it was more so of a, oh, well, if we had one more, to basically like a blowout and then go to the race. Like, no, you're a professional now. You should be able to, when you go to a meet, step on the track and be ready to run fast at all times. And so I feel like being down in Claremont now with the block, I get that every single day. Like when it comes to just reps in practice, like, you know, Dennis teaches us how to be family, but also like at the end of the day, you're the one responsible for whether you eat or starve. And if you don't understand that, or if you can't get with that, then that's not on him. That's on you. And so I feel like just having that visual representation of where I stand every single day, like, okay, there may be a time where, say for instance, TT may come through the line first. And for the record, there are no practice heroes in our group. It's about getting good quality work in, but also at the same time being able to compete. And so, say for instance, TT comes through the rep first, and I'm following through or something like that. After a while, you're gonna get sick and tired of not coming through the line first, or not being able to see how far you can push yourself. And so, just having that around you all the time, it's probably one of the best things I can say happened for me.
That's awesome. So, for all you young athletes, if you're debating, going somewhere where you're by yourself and you're the best person there, versus actually having a training group where iron sharpens iron, this doesn't mean that there's only one way to get it done, but this is definitely some great information for you all to walk away with.
Yep.
So, hey, what you got?
Indeed. So, how and when did you get, inspired to even compete in the sport of track and field? How old were you when you said, you know what, I want to be a world champion? I want to be, one of the best in the world at this.
I think it started for me actually when I was a freshman in high school,
Okay.
because that was when I really, I guess, kind of made up my mind that, like, hey, I could actually go to college and be kind of good at this thing. And so I had a coach then who he was, always there, and just he saw something in me that I didn't really see in myself. But it was something that, like, I don't know, it just kind of came to, like it was, yeah.
It was destined to be.
Yeah.
Now, I know most people have, you know, heroes in sport. Do you have a hero in the sport of track and field or outside of the sport of track and field, and why? But I want to preface that with this, because you're a hero in your own right. And you know what I'm talking about, obviously. You were put in a position where you had to step up to the plate and save your father's life, both figuratively and literally. And it was no hesitation. You were probably faster out of that block than you are at the blocks on the track. So I don't say that to say that's your hero, but it may be. But talk to me about who your hero is as it relates to the sport or outside the sport, and then give me a little insight to that.
I have a couple. Well, growing up, I was all things Allison. Like that was And when I got the opportunity to race against her, her goodbye tour year, and I think that was the same year I won nationals. It was just like life had come full circle for me. So it was also a reminder. I felt like it was like confirmation to me that like, hey, I'm doing the right things and I'm on the right path, and I'm not just crazy. Like I be listening, God, like I
Nothing
think this
wrong
is
with
where I'm
crazy.
supposed to be. But yeah, I feel like that was just where I was supposed to be. And then I would say outside of the sport, um, I don't really, I won't say I really have any heroes per se outside of the sport, but I definitely look up to a lot of people just because I like to look at how other people's minds think. Like someone like Snoop Dogg. I listen to any type of podcast he's on or something like that. I just want to know like when there are people at a certain level in their lives, like of course you hear the stories of how they get there and stuff like that, but it's really like how does your mind really work? Like what do you tell yourself, or like who's told you something that's helped you get to where you are? And so I think that's the thing, like for me, is just I like knowing how people's minds
Mind work.
think. Yeah.
Okay. And you just take that, obviously, the mental cues from them and apply them to your own
Yes.
lifestyle. I understand.
All right, we're here. Where are we? Where are we again?
We are at the 2024 World Relay Championships
In the Bahamas, huh?
in the Bahamas.
Have you been here before?
I actually have. I was here 2 months ago. So that way, I'm not obligated to have so much fun. It's work this time.
Okay.
Oh, so you got it out the system already.
100%.
Okay. Now, so not only is it the World Relays in the Bahamas, but it also is the Olympic qualifier. How important is it for you to set the tone for what the year looks like as it relates to you, Melissa Jefferson, and wearing that USA and that flag across your chest?
It's very important. One, for me on a personal level is just because like last year was my first year professional, and it wasn't a bad year, but it wasn't a year that I felt like was up to the standards that I have for myself. And so um this year I wanted to make it very adamant, like I'm not making it a point to prove to anyone like who I am or what I'm capable of. That's going to handle itself um when time comes for it to happen. But anytime I do get to step on the track before trials, like best believe when I run, like you're gonna be like, okay, yeah, she's one to watch to make the team. And that's my whole goal. My goal this year is to just stand true in who I am and what I'm capable of, like no matter what's going on around me. Like I've fought through tons of adversity before, and hey, I'm still standing. Like I like to tell people, I'm chosen. God chose me. So hey.
So
All right,
back to this question. We're World Relays in the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you have showcased that you can get the job done in an individual event.
Mm-hmm.
But which one do you prefer? Do you prefer the relays or do you prefer the open event? No pressure.
I mean,
all the pressure.
Who wouldn't prefer an individual over a relay?
I don't mean the results. I just mean as far as like the process.
Oh. Well,
you like having your teammates and getting to run with them, or do you like, going out there and taking that shine and just doing your thing in the open event?
Oh,
we all realize that individual events
I can win
with
more.
I
win with my teammate or stun on my teammate because some of your teammates are competitors. So
I feel like right now in my life, I feel like winning with my teammates is it hits a little different.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, it hits a little different.
So what do you like about the relays then? How about that?
I like the fact that when I'm called to do a job, that I get my job done, and that also the other girls who are chosen, like I trust them well enough to know that they're going to get the job done too. So if I know I'm going to do my job and I know you're going to do your job, then there's nothing else left to do but win.
And dream scenario, who's your team and what leg are you running if you got to pick? Put you on the spot.
Put me in the hot
all
seat.
time. It could be
wait,
anybody.
all time?
Anybody.
All time.
But they have to be American though. We'll stick to that.
Okay. All time. We talking about like all time.
Yep, and you have to include yourself.
In the history of the U.S. women.
Indeed.
Oh my God.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
You thought this was going to be easy?
Melissa's going first leg.
Okay.
Sorry. there's been a lot of first leg people out there. You've done your jobs really well, but I'm going first. Second leg. Who. All time. This is crazy.
It doesn't have to be the fastest. It just be who you want to run with.
I want Flojo on second.
Ooh, that's nasty.
Whoa, that is nasty.
You're trying to get the race over with quickly, ain't you? Who's on third?
Give me. Gosh, this is crazy stuff. Give me Jenna on third.
Okay.
Oh, we went skipped some generations like
facts.
the mud.
Keep going.
And give me Jet on anchor.
Ooh. No AF, huh?
Sorry, I love you, but
Okay.
that's
Who are your two alternates? We're gonna take Sha'Carri and who?
NTT.
All right then.
Oh yeah, she on stage with the block.
The block.
All right then.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take it.
Well, listen, we appreciate you joining us, Melissa. Do you have any foundations you want the world to know about? Obviously, we can follow you on social media. You can give us your handles there, and just how you want to close this out.
I just want to say thank you for inviting me here. And then also to everyone out there, just continue to be yourself. Don't let the noises of the outside get to you. Trust in who you are as a person. Keep building towards being a better you. Any chance you get, trust God because He will never steer you wrong. And yeah, that's all I want to say.
Right.
Follow me on Instagram at __ Melissa J19 and on Twitter at Melissa Janae 21.
All right, you heard it here first. The testimony. Straight up, we appreciate you joining us on the podcast, and we look forward to what you do, not only out here in the relay, but in the year that is the Olympic Games year for Paris 2024. So we'll see you in a few weeks at the trials as well. So good luck to you.
And
Yes,
beyond.
sir. Thank you.
And beyond.